All right, Libra, welcome to your weekly horoscope for January 19th to the 25th. My name is Athen, and this is for Sidereal Astrology. If you're new to this type of astrology, please check the description down below because your sign might be a little bit different. All right, Libra, so this week we've got an emphasis in your fourth house, which has kind of been the emphasis last week a little bit, but it's going to be especially the case now. We have the new moon taking place there on Tuesday, and then Mercury goes retrograde there on Wednesday. So I'll talk more about that here shortly, but before we do, I want to look at this whole Uranus-Pluto square energy that I've been talking about, especially with the nodes, because on Monday through Wednesday, we've got Uranus going conjunct over the south node. And so this is activating this south node energy, and it's very important. And it's this last major aspect of all of this Uranus-Pluto square all the way up until March. So it's definitely, like I've been talking about with January, there's definitely some shifts and some changes happening. And this week it has to do with the South Node, which is about your past energies, letting go its old notions. It's essentially where we're coming from, and we're just letting that aspect of ourselves go so we can move into the North Node direction, the new direction. So where the South Node in this Uranus conjunction is happening, the old energies, is in your sixth house. And this has to do with notions about self-improvement, about health, about the day-to-day, the physical reality too. It's the sixth house. Your North Node's in the 12th, which is about moving into the spiritual elements of life right now and letting go and surrendering. And so there's some old ideas about, the material realm in some way, or about your routine or your health or something of this nature that needs to be just sort of let go. And it's a conscious process. The nodes is all just consciousness. When you naturally do that, however, you'll just start to gain more and more freedom, because that's what Uranus going over the South Node is signifying, is that there's something inhibiting your freedom, and it all comes from really knowing that you already have freedom, that there's nothing in your external environment or in the physical realm that inhibits that, and you can have that freedom anytime. And so first it's acknowledging that, and then second it's letting go of these old notions, and then naturally through that you'll find more and more of this freedom coming about. So that's very important, and this is a big picture thing, but it's definitely emphasized from Monday through Wednesday. So think about that, reflect on that a little bit, see where you can release some old ideas about things that are just part of the old and they're no longer serving you. Now Mars conjunct up to Neptune is also taking place on Monday and Tuesday, and this is in your fifth house. So this is the house of essentially anything that puts a smile on your face, creative self-expression, enjoyment, arts, all of these types of things. So with the Mars energy here, perhaps you guys have been very much motivated to do these, to express yourself, to create some stuff, whether it's a new business or art in particular. And so that's good. You want to continue to put energy into your fifth house. However, Neptune has been transiting there for quite some time now, and that's about spiritualizing this part of your life, realizing that enjoyment in life comes from that sense of presence and peace and compassion in the now moment. And so with Mars going over here, you just want to make sure that you are taking that step back, or you're just having that presence in what you're doing, especially anything related to those fifth house activities for you right now. Now, if you do that, you'll notice a tremendous amount of flow for you leading into the rest of the week and for the rest of the month for that matter. Now, also on Monday, we've got Venus opposite up to Jupiter. So there's this balancing act taking place between your 10th house and your 4th house. Now, like I said, that new moon and this Mercury retrograde is taking place in that 4th, and this is on Monday where you really want to balance the career stuff, the big picture stuff, that perhaps there's a lot of opportunities there. You've had Jupiter there, lots of opportunities relating to that kind of stuff, and balance that and continue to balance it with the domestic side of life. You want to make sure that one side of life here isn't overly emphasized, and that's what this opposition depicts, because this opposition has to do with indulgence. Now this can be a healthy indulgence if you have a nice even balance between the work and the domestic side of life. However, it can be unhealthy if one of those is out of whack. If, let's say, Monday, Tuesday, you just stay home and you just don't do anything with the work or whatever, and you kind of shut yourself off, then you notice that there's an overindulgence here, and then that could become problematic in some way in general. But it's about bringing those two together, merge those two, and you'll find that naturally, when those two elements of your life are harmonized, then everything is very nice, actually. This is a very positive, very pleasurable transit Monday, and then also around Tuesday as well. Now, Tuesday, like I said, the new moon, it's in Capricorn, it's in that 4th house, so new beginnings related to home, family, your roots, your past, anything that's emotionally connected to you or your sentiments in some way. So pay attention around Tuesday, because the new moon energy is about reflecting and seeing what's coming to you in regard to that particular area of your life, so you can start to implement it as the moon fills up in that lunar cycle. But we also have Mercury going retrograde in that 4th house on Wednesday. So there's definitely something to be learned here, and it's going to be a learning process all the way through February in terms of your home, your family, your past, your roots, anything else that's 4th house related. So definitely Tuesday, Wednesday, reflect on this, see what comes to you. Then as the moon starts to fill up later on in the week, Thursday, Friday time period, then it might be new home, might be changing location, renovating, something of this nature. So whatever it is for you in particular, reflect on it. Then Thursday and Friday, you can start to put energy into it. Just make sure that you're treating the whole process as a learning experience. That's what Mercury is showing us here. Mercury retrograde doesn't mean necessarily not doing anything in the home and family sector. It just means reflecting on it, making sure you're treating it as a learning experience as you go about it. So if obviously you don't want to dig yourself a hole you can't get out of because you're learning in this process, you want to take it nice and slow, nice and easy. And when you have that open mind and learning, consciousness to it, then it'll be very much in flow for you. And you'll learn not only a lot about that 4th house, but you'll learn a lot about yourself in the whole process. Now on Thursday, we have Venus going into Aquarius, which is your 5th house, and this is where things start, the fast-moving planets start to one by one go into your 5th house of self-expression, of creativity, of fun. So Venus here can be romantic, it can be very creative with Venus there, it can be doing projects with others that is 5th house related, and that's going to take you all the way into February. So enjoy the 5th house things, the things that put a smile on your face, essentially, and things you're passionate about. This is all 5th house, and you'll find that tremendous amount of flow and also that enjoyment coming about from it as well. Now the last aspect of the week, we've got the Sun sextiling up to Saturn. So I see it as very much associated with this new moon. The new moon took place in Capricorn, ruled by Saturn. So there's this flow, like I said, around Thursday, Friday that starts to develop in terms of perhaps these new beginnings. So this is the time to start to implement whatever this is in this whole lunar cycle, which is not only this month, but also for the next 6 months, because you're going to have a full moon in this area 6 months from now. So it's a time of starting to put energy into it, and Saturn is essentially on your side here. Saturn sextiles are very easy. They're flowing, productive sort of energy working for you in that way. So utilize that energy, and you'll find that it's flowing quite smoothly. All right, well, I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I want to thank you all for all of your support. If you'd like a personal reading, please get in touch, and I will talk to you next time. Thanks for watching.